Maria Coombs here with investor.com. Today we're doing askinvestor.com, where we answer the money questions you are asking. If you have a money question, be sure to drop it in the comments and we might just respond via video to that question. Okay, so the question today is, what is a good credit score? Okay, so first let's just back up. Credit scores in general, the range of all possible credit scores is usually around 300 to 850. 300 to 850 is the range. Now, keep in mind there are many different credit score algorithms with different ranges, so that's just sort of a general range to keep in mind. Now, if you're looking at, say, a FICO score, one of the most popular scores out there, a FICO score, the definition of good is somewhere between 670 to 739, 670 to 739. If you're looking at a Vantage score, that's another increasingly popular score out there. Definition of good is between 661 and 780. 661 to 780 is good. Now, I just want you to keep in mind the definition of good is not set in stone. It's not some universal truth, okay? In fact, that's why every time I talk about a good credit score, I'm using those air quotes, because good is really, when it comes down to it, in the eye of the lender. So you're going to a lender or a landlord or some other company where you want them to issue you credit, they're going to have their own definition of what good is. So, they have their own credit score algorithms, the lenders do. They have their own, metrics that they use to determine who they want to lend money to or rent an apartment to. And they, in fact, if they're, you're looking at your credit score, they might be looking at a totally different number. So for you, they will have a different score for you. So rather than focusing on like the specific number, here's what you can do. You got it with credit, all things credit. You want to focus on what you can control, okay? And with credit, that means trying to get your score into that good range or the great range. Just try to get into that range. And that way, if and when you need credit, you're highly likely to get approved for it, and you're going to save money over time, like boatloads of money, because the better your credit score, the better interest rates you'll get on loans, and you'll pay a lot less money over time with those better interest rates. So great idea to, good that you're focusing on your credit and looking to improve it. So two of the most important and really the kind of smartest credit practices out there to improve your credit score, we're gonna talk about two of them. First one is pay your bills on time, okay? Even if you have like late payments in the past or other kind of like crap on your credit report, that is something to deal with eventually. But the first and foremost thing to do is focus today with paying your bills on time from now going forward, okay? Don't worry so much about what's in the past, but really focus now on trying to pay your bills on time, because paying your bills on time is really like the biggest factor that goes into your credit score. And credit scores also focus more on more recent activity. So if you start paying on time now, that recent activity and the most recent 2 years is really the most important stuff on your credit score in terms of impacting your credit score. So pay your bills on time starting now. That's number one of our tips today. And number two is keep your credit utilization ratio as low as possible. So what is credit utilization? That is how much you have borrowed as a percentage of your available credit. So in this credit utilization ratio, you're not counting installment loans. So student loans don't count in this. Mortgages, personal loans, installment loans don't count. It's only revolving credit, which is for most of us, our credit cards. So you look at your credit card balances. If you're carrying a balance month to month, is that balance what percentage is that balance compared to your overall available credit? Okay, you want that balance to be 30% or less of your available credit. Okay, and if it's above 30% right now, paying down those balances till they're below 30% is really going to help your credit score. And while you're at it, if you're already below 30%, keep getting it lower. Get those balances paid down. The lower that ratio, the better for your credit score. And while we're here, let me just mention that you do not need to carry a balance on your credit cards to have good credit, okay? Absolutely, if you use your credit cards, fine, but pay off that bill every month. Paying off that bill every month is a great practice. Both you'll still be building your credit, and you will not be paying the interest charges that accrue if you let a balance sit on your credit card. So for sure, pay off your credit card bills every month if you can. That's a great credit practice, a goal to get to. And again, keep that credit utilization ratio below 30%. and as low as possible, if you can do that. That's it for today. We've got more tips and strategies for improving your credit score on this page right here, so check those out. And again, if you've got a money question you want answered, feel free to drop a comment a note in the comments, and we will try to answer it by video. All right, thanks.